Hello, it's Del from Inkie Quill, and I have something a little bit different today. Last night I decided to do some scrapping at about, 9:30, time when I should be getting ready for bed, as you do. But I didn't film any process videos because the lighting was just horrible. But I thought I'd show you what I did and show you what I used. So I made 6 layouts for my wedding album, and they were all using my scraps. Now, I only have 2 boxes of scraps. I have this one, scraps, and it's quite full with all little, I don't sort it in any way. I just thought there's some stamps, some tissue paper, a bag. There's just a whole heap of scraps. So there's that, and then for bigger pieces, because quite often I use papers in like a 12 by 12 strip, so I keep my bigger papers just in the lid of a Project Life plastic page protector box, and it's just got my bigger pieces in it. Oh, there's a background. So I just used my bits and pieces from those 2, and I made 6 layouts, and I'm really, really proud of how they turned out by using nothing but scraps. And I honestly, it was nice. I just scrapped. I didn't have anything in mind. I just got out bits, and usually the shape of them kind of, swayed me to the design that I was going to use. So if I picked up this piece, I'd probably do like a column with a photo here, and then have it in an L shape, or so it was quite fun to challenge myself to use up just my scraps. No new papers, no new nothing, and I didn't really do a whole lot of embellishing either. So I'll pause you and I'll show you my layouts. Okay, so like I said, these are all for my wedding albums. I've got 3 albums, but I think I'm going to have to make it into 4, because one of them, hang on, I'll show you it. Okay, so this is one of the current albums, and it is too full. I thought I was going to get away with it, but after putting in the layouts, it's explosive. So I think I'm actually going to have 4 albums. But I'm determined to get these finished by the end of August, so that I can do a wedding album flip through or flip throughs, to show you what I did, because I've had quite a few people ask me for flip throughs of them. So the layouts that I did were quite, I guess, minimal for me. Some of you might laugh when I say minimal, because my minimal is probably like everyone else's normal, or probably like everyone else's overly embellished. So this first one is called Excuse Me, I Think I'm Blind, and it was when Aaron's dad did his toast at the wedding. He told this really funny story of of how polite Aaron has always been, and when one day he woke up in his his dad and him were staying at his grandparents' house, and he woke up in the middle of the night, and their room was pitch black, and he just said, "Excuse me, I think I'm blind." And it's our funny little Aaron story that we always remember. So he's always been so polite. Most other children would scream hysterically and start crying because he couldn't see his hand in front of his face. But he just said, "Excuse me, I think I'm blind." So that's that one. I did a little bit of layering with some different sized scraps. And this was a good one because a lot of these, sneaky, see this little navy bit up here? You think it's a whole big bit, but it's not. It's just a tiny little slither. So this kind of layout where you do lots of layering is really good to use up some scraps and get rid of some pieces that you've just held on to because you really love that bit of paper, like that navy one. Oh, I love that paper. So that's the first one. Next up, I've got Happy, and this is a picture of Aaron and his mum. And I used a bit of tulle that I had lying around, and not many embellishments for me. I did a lot of splattering though, a lot of splattering in these layouts. I was feeling in a very splatty type of mood with my Heidi Shine, Heidi Swap Colour Shine. I feel like I need to say that because if people haven't watched my past videos, they'll go to a shop and they'll say, "I saw someone using Heidi Shine, and what I can't find it in any of the stores. But yes, I call Heidi Swap Colour Shine Heidi Shine because I made a blooper once and it's just kind of stuck that way. But this is just a really clean and simple layout, and I quite like it because the layout that it's next to in my album is quite busy. So that it works out well, and it is on this side of the paper. So that's why I went with a design that's heavy on that side. So that's happy. Then I've got this one, Forever Together, and I usually say Together Forever, but I wanted it to be a little bit different because I think I've already got layouts called Together Forever in this album. And this is my mum, myself, Aaron, and my mum's best friend. They've been best friends since the first day of kindergarten, and I call her my auntie. But I just laid up a whole heap of just pretty pinks because you can't really go wrong with pinks on a wedding layout, really. And then I tied in this navy to go with the navy in their clothes. And I punched some hearts. Punching shapes is great for using up your scraps, and you'll see in my last layout that I show you, which is my favourite one, that I went a little punch happy in this little scrapping marathon that I had. So really like this one. It's quite flat for me, but yeah, I quite like it. Next up, we've got Let's Celebrate, and this is my work friends and I, and we've got a nice normal photo and then silly photo, as you do. And I used this Celebrate is from, I had it sitting on my desk. It's from the confetti thickers pack. And the funny thing about this is I only had in this packet of alphas, I think I only had an E left. I think that was my last vowel, so I managed to just get that out. But yeah, very minimal embellishing because there's so many people in that photo and it's quite busy. I just did a couple of little hearts. This one's called Family, and I went flower crazy, as you can see, trying to use up some of my stash of the Maggie Holmes open book flowers, and just laid a whole heap of papers trying to get through some hot glue gun, some little hearts that I punched out, and then did a nice little bit of little cluster up here with some paper strips. So, and these stickers are from the Jen Hadfield Cottage Living, I think it is. And my last one, which is my favourite, is one of the title pages for one of the albums, and it's called Party Time. And I punched out a whole lot of shapes and got through a whole heap of paper. So what I did first is, I really wish there was a process video for this, but it's similar to the one that I did on using one of the hip kits, April hip kit it could be, for Easter, called Hello Chocolate, with the circles. Similar kind of thing. So I just picked a few key colours. I kind of went with the colours of the bunting on my cake, and punched out a whole heap of the big hearts, and then 1-inch circles, and then this little heart shape, and then also did some in gold foil and gold vellum, and then just stapled, worked out where I wanted them, stapled each cluster together, and then hot glue gunned them. But I really love how it turned out. It's so pretty and fun. I love my cake topper. So no two are the same, and I was really careful when I placed them all down to not put two of this, I think anyway. You'll probably catch me out and see that there is, but not two of the same pattern right next to each other, I think. I think I got away with it. But this is a fantastic way to use up tiny scraps. So some of them, like this one, I only had enough to punch out one big heart and one little heart, but it was enough because you can use so many different patterns and so many different papers, but as long as they're in that same colour family. So I did light pinks, reds, this kind of teal colour, light blue and gold. They were my main colours. It still looks cohesive. So that's my layouts and that's my scrappy fun. So I'm a bit sick of my scrap box now, so I think I'm going to go back to using, I might do a grab 5 for my next wedding layout. I might try and do a mixed media one actually for Monday. And I will see you all very soon. Bye!